I'll admit that at times it feels as though we've reached peak gimbal. There seems to be a new one coming out every month, and to be honest, they're all pretty amazing. So when I'm asked to do a gimbal review, I'm sort of bereft at what to talk about beyond the company's sort of marketing talking points. But today is a little bit different, because we are talking about the very highly anticipated Ronin RS2 and the RSC2. So let's dive in. The DJI RS2 is the most powerful small-sized handheld camera stabilizer that DJI has ever developed. It sports a redesigned Titan stabilization algorithm and can handle payloads of a remarkable 10 pounds. But power does not equal heft, as they've introduced carbon fiber to reduce the weight, dropping it to 2.8 pounds from over 4. The universal base mount supports different remote shooting scenarios like car, cable, or crane rigs. And you can also keep the phone in your pocket because the RS2 sports a full color touch screen. And finally, the RS2 has motor locks, fine-tuning tilt adjustment, and a quick release, all for quick mounting and balancing. As with all my product reviews, I like to do two things. Number one is take the product on a real shoot, not just use it in a manufactured or super controlled environment. And the second thing is to be able to separate out the wins of this product versus the challenges that we face with this product. So without further ado, let's get into it. As I already mentioned in my BGH1 video, I grabbed my friend Ben, who is an incredible dancer, and we shot a quick performance video. I had the BGH1 on loan from Panasonic, and I thought it would make a great opportunity to shoot anamorphic, which really tested the weight limits of this gimbal. The final video we shot will be found at the end of this review, but for now, let's dive into the wins. My first big win for this gimbal is the touchscreen. I've never really loved having to connect with a mobile device and futz with an app just to control some major settings. I have perpetually cursed manufacturers for not creating a small control screen. So strangely enough, this is the thing I get most excited about on the RS2. The second win are the locking motors, fine tilt adjustment, and the Arca quick release that makes this gimbal remarkably easy to not just balance, but to keep swapping out your camera. Another thing I've continually cursed is losing time having to wrestle the camera on and off the gimbal during a shoot. These refinements make the whole process a breeze. Number 3 is the weight, both the weight of the gimbal itself and the weight that it can handle. My rig weighed north of 8 pounds, and I really had my doubts about it working. I don't want to say it worked flawlessly, more on that later, but it worked reliably enough for my needs, as my needs weren't extreme. Of course, a setup like this is not easy to shoot with, and I would have preferred using crossbars or even something like the Steadicam vest system. But it's good to know the gimbal can handle the weight. The fourth win is the carrying case. Most gimbal manufacturers give little thought to how you'll transport and organize the gimbal. This new case is fabulous and makes my organization proclivities very happy. Lastly, the addition of the extension arm and smart NATO rails. This is a feature that exists on other gimbals, and I'm happy to see DJI adopt it here. If I was to purchase this gimbal, I would buy an additional handle to speed up the configuration. Okay, it can't be all rainbows and unicorns, can it? Naturally, I did have a few challenges with the RS2. At the top of my list is the loss of the 12-volt USB jack. Now, this is what you would use on the Ronin S to power accessories. They've replaced this with 3 USB-C jacks that do not seem to power third-party accessories. Now, perhaps this will change in future firmware. DJI didn't send us any accessories with the gimbal, so I had to use my Tilta Nano follow focus. And because the gimbal no longer powers this, I had to power it with a 2-amp battery pack, which complicates the balance, among other annoyances. The second challenge I faced was the lack of fine-tune on the other adjustment points. Especially when carrying a decent weight, the arms are not super smooth to adjust. In fact, they feel similar to my experience with the original Ronin M. Now I can hear the critique already. Yes, my setup was very heavy, but if you can make a gimbal capable of 10 pounds, but an 8-pound rig is too hard to adjust, then I really don't get it. The tilt motor adjust was particularly difficult. Perhaps a better adjustment system would have significantly added to the weight of the gimbal and also to the cost, but they have this awesome adjustment system in the plate, and then you have to strong arm the rest of the gimbal. Lastly, while the gimbal did perform well considering the rig, there were a few moments where the gimbal just wasn't happy despite the camera being perfectly balanced. Now this could be because I was not able to shim the heavy lens due to my follow focus rig being in the way. It seemed bomber, but it may have flexed enough to cause this. I noticed also that the motors could handle booming down very well, but were shaky when I was booming up. Again, this is all to say that my camera system really did push this gimbal to the max. Now my suspicion is that when DJI quotes working at 10 pounds that they leave out some pretty critical information about, how well it performed when they were using a 10-pound rig and what the dimensions of that rig were at the time they performed these tests. Now, I can tell you that with my 8-pound system, I wasn't able to get all gimbal moves smoothly. When I go over to a much lighter rig, well then that's a totally different ballgame. The gimbal performs absolutely flawlessly and there's not a thing I can throw at it where it kind of underperforms. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to introduce you to the RS2's lightweight sibling, the RSC2. This model is designed for lighter rigs and as such is designed with a bit more portability and speed in mind. It offers a great deal of design and functionality pulled directly from the RS2, but keeps with the aluminum arms, swaps to a control wheel in lieu of the touchscreen, and its folding design limits how it can be rigged compared to the RS2. Also absent is the NATO extension arm for the briefcase mode, but that could easily be added separately. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please subscribe to this channel for more videos like this and comment in the comment section below. We'd love to hear what you have to say, and it supports the algorithm, more importantly. And also just a reminder that the short dance video that we shot that you saw the BTS from will play right after I'm done yapping. So with that, I'm out. Peace.
You straddle me, baby, you hold the leverage. Hold on, let me pour you a beverage. I just wanna make these songs as I hit my bong. Yeah, I'm chillin' in the East End. Homegirls, yeah, they here for the weekend. I had to order new seats in. My palm itching, feeling like it's money season. Try not to ball too hard, 06 Cleveland. Me and all my niggas getting on, we eatin'. You can't fall in love, baby, this the first meeting. Head is in the gutter, asking me where the meat is. I go get my money, then I'm quiet for the season. Tryna go to heaven, but my bar's on demon. I can tell you cat music got no meaning. You looking like a clown, calling you Jay Gleason. I listen to your shit, it's like meat with no seasoning. We been 20 minutes, now she wanna get to freaking. But no, if you real, I don't wanna do no pretense. She talking about the future, left you in the past tense. Looking for a handout every day like it's happened.